Hey guys, welcome back to the Comic Book Lowdown. I'm Wellington, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys a pull week video, and this is a big one. This is probably the most comics I've ever reviewed in one video, so I gotta go pretty fast before my camera dies. Anyway, so I'm going to be covering 3 books from last week's haul, and a bunch of books from this week's haul. I got a huge haul to review. I'm going to start off with, I know I didn't want to read it, but I felt as if it was my duty to review this for the viewers. And so I had to. I'm reviewing it now, and that's Superior Spider-Man issue number 1 by Dan Slott and Ryan Stegman. Even though I refused it for so long, I still don't like Doc Ock being Spider-Man, and I don't have the means right now to continue picking this book up. I really liked this issue of Superior Spider-Man issue number 1. I really liked it. I think Dan Slott should have just made his own series on Doc Ock if he wanted to kill Peter Parker off to do that. But, because he definitely has a great voice for Doc Ock, at least in this first issue. I don't like how it's going off as Peter, but, and I don't like how, like, people like Mary Jane are still, like, accepting this for what it is, this new Peter that doesn't sound like Peter's talking or anything like that at all. But, definitely, he has a great plot for this story, and he's definitely has a good inner struggle with Dr. Octopus being Peter now. Doc Ock wants all the credits of his work to go to Otto Octavius and not Peter Parker, but now he has to accept the fact that he is Peter Parker. And also, he has to accept the fact that he has to be a superhero now in Spider-Man, and in doing so, he has to do the heroic things that Spider-Man does, and not do the villainous things that he would as Doc Ock, and therefore he throws himself in the direction of people's harm, and also has to stop himself from harming others. And we learn at the end is that he's not doing this alone. It's actually another thing that's helping him do this, that's actually making him do this, and I'm definitely looking forward to the future of Spider-Man. Maybe not the near future, but definitely the future of it, and I'm hoping that we get what we want back, if you know what I'm saying. Anyways, but Superior Spider-Man issue number 1, pretty good issue. That's just good comics being good comics, even though I want to hate the fact that it's Doc Ock being Spider-Man. Anyways, next issue from last week, got 3 books from last week. Thunderbolts issue number 3. I thought I would drop this after this issue because the second issue I didn't like so much, but I'm staying on it because issue number 3 redeemed it and then some, because issue number 3 gives us a lot more information that just goes into the whole plot that Thunderbolt Ross has for the Thunderbolts, and we're getting all this information coming out through questions that Deadpool keeps on asking and badgering Red Hulk about, and Red Hulk's just giving out the answers to Deadpool, even though, you know, maybe Deadpool's kind of prodding him a little bit, you know, pushing the answers out, even though Hulk doesn't really notice it. That's the feeling that I got from it. But anyways, we get some answers, and I really like how this issue handled its characters. Deadpool, tells jokes, he's a little silly, but he's not over the top. You know, Punisher, Venom I love the way that Venom is introduced in this issue. Definitely the coolest introduction for a character in this issue. Definitely just read it and you'll know what I'm talking about. Punisher and Venom in this issue, they're training the people of Katajaya, a city that was attacked with a gamma bomb by the dictator of Katajaya. They're training the survivors to revolt against their dictator, and they're training them, you know, guns and all that kind of stuff, weapons. And in the meantime, Red Hulk has this plan with Samuel Stern, aka the leader, a supervillain, the guy with the big giant head, you know, seen on this cover. He has a plan with him. At the state that this guy's in right now, he's not all-knowing like he was before. He's not very villainous. In fact, he's pretty harmless. But Red Hulk is filling his brain with just a tad bit of gamma radiation to get some information out of him, and then he's going to pretty much pull the plug on it and make him a dummy again, in the words of Deadpool. The way this issue ends, though, that mission is going to be a lot harder the way that this issue ends, and it's pretty funny on the part of Deadpool, but it's pretty serious in the part of the rest of the team. And I'm definitely looking forward to the rest of this story arc, see if it holds up. Definitely like this issue. I'm keeping on it for as long as it's good. I'm just hoping that, you know, I like Daniel Way. I like the art on this. I'm hoping that it can keep itself up. Anyways, last book from last week, got Scarlet Spider issue number 13. Definitely love this book. Probably my favorite issue of the series so far. Chris Yost and Koi Pham. Chris Yost has a great voice for Kane, great voice for all the characters in this. In this, we're still dealing with human trafficking, which is a consistent theme throughout this entire book, minus the Venom and Carnage stuff. But human trafficking has played a part through the entire book, and I definitely like the consistent themes that Chris Yost is using. And it's just a battle for Kane, because he feels like every time he takes off one trafficking gang off the streets, the next day another one pops up. And so there's a panel on this, or actually a whole page, where it says Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, where he's just taking care of gangs, fighting them off, you know, just disbanding them pretty much, and yet another gang comes up the next day. And we know behind this there's two people that are after Araceli, you know, the girl that lives with Kane. They have like a mental touch with each other, Kane and Araceli, and these two people, they can turn into like wolves or coyotes or something, as you can see on the cover. And definitely a big threat for Kane. Definitely in this fight scene between the two, or between the three actually. And the fate of Kane has me I don't know what's gonna happen in issue 14. I don't know what's gonna happen for the rest of this story. I'm really hoping that it can continue, because of the way that this was left off. I don't know how things are going to be the same anymore, but I'm definitely looking forward to see the next issue. I hate the fact that it's coming out in a month from now. But anyways, Scarlet Spider issue number 13, great issue. Now to this week, gonna go online again. I got Batman issue number 16, and the Joker is absolutely crazy. This is probably the worst, best plot I've ever seen from Joker. It's so dense, and it's driving me crazy. I can't imagine how crazy it's driving Batman in this story. Especially when it gets to the part where the big reveal of, you know, what happens to the Bat family. Not actually what happens, but just Batman seeing this whole TV, just panel of TVs of just the treatment of the Bat family. And I don't know what's happening in their own books. I don't know if we see what actually happens in there, but I'm definitely seeing Bruce Wayne's reaction in Batman, and it is pretty heartbreaking. And it's pretty scary, because Joker in this, I don't know what Joker is going to do after this. I don't know what Scott Snyder is going to do after this, because everything's just looking so grim. And if I was Batman, I would retire after this, honestly, if I can retire, because the way things are looking now is not up. Things are not going smoothly for Bruce Wayne or the Bat family. Joker seems to have all of their cards, all of their numbers, and there's just going to be a huge reveal in the next issue, and I can't wait, because the tension is just hitting me so hard. I might go into cardiac arrest before the next issue even comes out. So I'm hoping I don't. Hoping I can stay fit for that, because this issue's wearing me out. This whole run is wearing me out, I should say. Great issue, Batman issue 16. Now another DC book, got Deathstroke issue 16. And I gotta say, Justin Jordan and Edgar Salazar are a great team for this book. They definitely have stories to tell for Deathstroke, and they definitely have a good, great voice. And they portray the characters in this very well in Edgar Salazar's art and Jordan's writing. Again, this was a two-story story arc, or two-issue story arc, I should say. And this is all about Deathstroke. He's trying to kill the unkillable man in a guy named Koshay from Russia. And he's pretty much oppressing everybody in this city, and they're all pretty much looking at him as a god. And Deathstroke says that, oh, well, I'm going to kill you anyways. But he doesn't do it himself, and the way that
he ends up, fulfilling his mission is definitely interesting. And there's another character named Elena, who is she lives in this country, and she has a little militia of people that are gonna revolt against Crochet, and the way their part in this whole thing is definitely interesting. And I definitely suggest that, if anything, pick up these last 2 issues of Deathstroke 15 and 16. And you'll definitely be in for a good read, because Justin Jordan has a great voice and a great story to tell for a Deathstroke. And I can't wait for the future issues. This book is definitely picked up. Next, going to Marvel, got Venom issue 30. Cullen Bunn has finally got his voice for Venom, his own voice for Flash Thompson, and he's gonna finally be telling his own great stories and getting away from Rick Remender, because this is his best issue of Venom so far. Every issue now he's getting better and better with the voice for Flash Thompson, and I think he's gonna start getting away from this whole crazy B-list characters that I've never heard of. And he's gonna go to a guy that's played a part in Venom in the next issue, and it's definitely an interesting character. I won't ruin who it is, but in this issue we definitely get some great action stuff with Venom. Venom is venomed out, and we get a inner argument with Venom or Flash Thompson, thinking whether it's the symbiote that's going crazy or the demon that's going crazy, or both acting together going crazy. And the symbiote itself is talking to Flash, saying that, like, this is what he wants and all this kind of stuff, and saying that he's too slow and too nice and all this kind of stuff, and it's crazy. And Cullen Bunn is finally getting his grips on the character, and I definitely like where this story is going, and where this whole new fresh start, as Flash says, is going for Cullen Bunn. He's lonely now, you can definitely tell in this one panel, and he's on his own pretty much. He's going to be in Philadelphia now. As you can see, Venom, you see this cover, it's scary, but then you see Venom, he's got a Philly cheesesteak in his hand, so I think that's pretty funny. But anyways, Venom issue 30, great issue. All of the comics I reviewed today are great. Moving on, got only 2 more left. Let's see if I can finish them. Daredevil issue number 22. We last left off in Daredevil. Kirsten McDuffie, assistant DA, she goes and she looks for help, and she goes to Spider-Man and says that, I need you to take this guy off the streets because he's dangerous. And I was thinking that it was going to be Peter Parker Spider-Man. I was dumb for thinking that, but of course Superior hadn't come out, and 700 hadn't come out at the time. But now I know that it's Superior Spider-Man, and there's some great stuff that happens between Daredevil and Spider-Man in this issue, because Daredevil thinks that Spider-Man is Spider-Man, and the way that he goes about it is that he recognizes Peter's heartbeat, he recognizes Peter's scent and everything, but it doesn't seem to be Spider-Man because of the way that he's talking, the way that, he doesn't know everything that Peter knows about him, and he's talking differently, and he's not quick enough with the things, and he's attacking Daredevil for one thing. He's calling Matt Murdock Daredevil out loud in a crowd of New York people, and he's pretty much blowing his cover. And Daredevil doesn't like this at all, and he's, but he burns that, pushes that to the side when they fight Stiltman, who breaks up their confrontation. Doc Ock in this, or Peter Parker now, he plays a great. I love this Superior Spider-Man better than I love the Superior Spider-Man in the Superior Spider-Man book, because Stiltman stole the technology from Doc Ock's mechanical arms, and he put them in his arms, so now Stiltman has his giant stilt legs where he had all his power from, and now he has the Doc Ock arms, the power from those arms, and Doc Ock, Peter Parker, is mad. He's calling him a thief, and he's just going crazy on him, and it's just very interesting how all this stuff works, and definitely. But then we get great Matt Murdock stuff with just dealing with being blind, and now he doesn't have very much money, but people still give him stuff because they say that he's Daredevil, which he is, but he doesn't want people to know. But he's getting free meals sometimes, but he still has no money, and so that's definitely a problem with, and that's just a problem with being blind. Restaurant or cashiers giving you wrong change because they think they can take advantage of you, and
there's some great Matt Murdock and Foggy stuff in this. And Matt Murdock is trying to get the firm going again, but Foggy reveals something that is changing the entire Daredevil universe for good. And there's definitely, I don't think there's any going back from this point with this giant reveal at the end of this issue. I cannot wait till the next issue. Mark Waid, he has an extremely great voice for Daredevil, extremely great, he's an amazing writer, period. I cannot say any more great stuff about Daredevil issue number 22, but I can't wait for issue number 23 and 24 and so forth, and whatever. Just great. Love Daredevil stuff. Finally, last, I got Savage Wolverine, issue number 1 by Frank Cho, writing and penciling. And this book is absolutely great. The only thing I can say bad about this book is if you have the Marvel AR app, do not use that while you're reading the book, because Frank Cho does go into some commentary on the book, and it does reveal a little bit of stuff about the book further on. So if you don't want to spoil it for yourself while you're reading it, don't use the AR app before you're doing it. Also, it kind of gets you out of the story anyways, because there's some meaningless stuff. But definitely go back and use that app, because there's a lot of cool stuff in this with the AR app, and there's a lot of things that you can do. There's a lot of points where you can use it, and it definitely has a lot of cool stuff. But anyways, into the story. Some S.H.I.E.L.D. agents get trapped in the Savage Land, and some Neanderthals, caveman type people, they pretty much picked them off in 8 months' time. And Shauna's in this. She's jungle woman. I think she was from the Savage Land. I'm not too familiar with her character, but so 8 months later, after that S.H.I.E.L.D. plane crashes, because it was a geologist mission to further examine the Savage Land. But I believe I actually won't get into that yet. But so 8 months later, after they crash, Wolverine crashes into the Savage Land, not really knowing how he gets there, and he ends up fighting through these Neanderthals. And definitely the art in this is absolutely amazing. I don't know how Frank Cho is going to keep up with the writing and art for this. Definitely there's going to be maybe a backup writer or backup artist throughout this book, because I don't know if he's going to be able to keep up with the art and writing for a long time, since he's doing both. But definitely for this first issue, he's got a great voice for Wolverine, great voice for Shauna, great voice for all the characters in this, and definitely the art in this is absolutely amazing. I've never seen Wolverine drawn so good. And for somebody who had never drawn Wolverine before, like he says in one of the AR app commentaries, definitely great. Just a great artist all around. This story is very interesting. It's going to be very dense in plot. Cho says that there's going to be characters that you wouldn't expect to show up in a Wolverine book, and I think I know who he's talking about. I think that Man-Thing is going to just, my belief, I think that Man-Thing is going to play a big part in this, because there's this thing that kind of looks like Man-Thing in this book that plays a big part in it. So I'm thinking Man-Thing is going to be in the future issues. But definitely this is just, it's violent, but it's great writing, great voice for all the characters. Definitely, if you weren't going to pick this up or didn't pick this up, go back and pick this up. I know it's a $3.99 book, but it's well worth the money. It's just great comics at great comics. And I don't want to spoil anymore. I'm running tight on time, and so I'm just gonna wrap up this video. Comment, subscribe, do whatever. Get in touch. I love when my viewers get in touch with me. I love replying to comments, talking with you guys, talking to the YouTube community. It's definitely a fun part for me. It's one of my favorite parts in making videos. And that's pretty much it for my video. I'm Wellington signing off with the Comic Book Lowdown, and I'll see you guys next time.